it always seemed sort of fascinating to me. You guys kind of get a message across. I mean, not that that's your it's not after school special, kind of approach, but there's something about it where at the end you go, oh, I get that. I kind of see what they're trying to get at. Is that difficult? Is that something you want to try to do to, not heavy sell a message of?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a message so much, but certainly, I mean, everything is written from the inside. You know what I mean? We usually start with what's that feeling you have as a parent, or you remember when you were a kid, or, So I think that just by the very nature of the episodes, it feels that way. We do have a certain message, even though we don't set out to say this is the thing.
Well, the message, what ends up, I guess, being interpreted as the message ultimately is probably the thing that made us excited to tell the story. And some, you tell stories in lots of different ways. Sometimes you had a funny scene that happened or a little funny thing, but then when you get the, oh, yes, this is about worrying in the night with your husband and how neither of you can worry at the same time, or, about conferences, and in this one, we wanted to culminate the season and celebrate averageness, because we're all trying, and many of our children are out there, and we're just doing the best we can. But I think it's that moment when you go, this is a story worth telling. I guess that's what ends up being the message. And in the course of writing it, you don't always, sometimes you find it at the beginning, sometimes you find it at the end, or the network says, what's the point? And you go, we wrote a good story, but I don't know what the point is. Then we make one up, and they.
Yeah, the point is to make people. I mean, I think the first thing you want to do is make people.
Yeah,
laugh.
you bet.
And hopefully laugh out loud too.
Absolutely.
And shout, talk at the screen.
Yeah.
And you really know you've got people when they're talking at
absolutely.
through the screen.
What are story meetings like, and how the ideas come? And then for all you guys, do you ever walk in and go, you won't believe what happened to me today, and 2 days later, you're playing that?
Yes, we're always stealing from
We
their
steal
lives.
from
But
anyone.
generally, the way it works is, we have an amazing
And they're out.
writing staff who are.
Many of them are out there tonight. We're not up here by ourselves. Thank you, everybody.
And we're all just bringing in stories, stories from your own life. This happened to me. This, siblings episode. Rob Buellin, who wrote it, came in and said, God, I really want my kids to be closer. I really wish they got along. So it's just those things that come from the real truth, and then you sort of, develop a story around it.
It starts, I think, broader. It starts with a lot of talk and a lot of general, I like this or I like that. Or sometimes it starts with just, as Patty said, a little scene, and you go, oh, that's really funny. I have to find the show that fits in, and then you keep honing and try to find out where's the story there. And then once you feel you're getting close, then you start putting it up on the board. Does this lay out as a story? And it goes from there. But we have so many laughs and
just
talking
funny
around
moments. Honestly, a friend of mine from the Midwest wrote and said, I don't know if you think this is funny, but my brother was out running and he got hit by a deer.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard of. Yeah. And it may seem absurd, but it's true. And even the things that are a little crazy or a little more broad on our show come from real life. Sue, when she did Kung Fu Fighting episode, I'm embarrassed to say I did that in junior high.
She did that dance.
I choreographed and did that dance. So.
And which one of you had a visit from social service?
We did, and while the hell, we didn't do anything wrong, neither did Frankie, wasn't a beer bottle, but when something like happens, a part of you is horrified, and then the writer part of you is going, oh, I'm gonna be laughing really hard in a few months when I'm done and making a story.
I know that oddly that I didn't ask for it, but somehow there was an episode where I was texting my girlfriend,
Yeah.
wannabe girlfriend, and I was like, how did they know that might be happening?
We know everything.
Because there was a midst where I wasn't on the set, but I was,
And we
there
watch,
was
and I mean,
something
and
going
Patty
on.
has kids and comes in every, we hope Patty's kids keep annoying her. All of our children annoy us, but I mean, she comes in with just this little thing, and if it, then we grab it, and sometimes it comes out next week or next year, but,
Next year. We're hoping, I decided that, and this is what Frankie does too, and I think this is where I relate to Frankie is, you feel like you're supposed to be doing certain things for your kids in a certain way, and I remember someone had said to me something about, it's about creating memories for your kids now. Is when you're, oh crap. But then I started thinking about all my childhood and the stuff I remember, and I thought, yeah, I'm not doing any of that stuff. So we had the opportunity to have a Japanese exchange student come and stay with us, and I was the only one in the family. Like, wouldn't this be fun? How long, Mom? Are you kidding? That is going to be so awkward. I'm like, no, it'll be great, it'll be great, it'll be great. And I insisted and insisted and insisted. and it was completely awkward for 10 days.
were at work.
And my husband was like, by the way, you haven't been here for 10 days. You insisted on this, and now we have to do everything. And I came in, and I would give a report every day to Eileen about, okay, so today he watched us do this, and it also started making me feel like, oh my God, everything we do is awful and weird, and we're ugly Americans, and we consume too much. And
What did he eat? Like a bagel? He didn't want to eat like you're
wanna
eating
eat
muffins.
Of course, also, everything in our house is rushed. So I'm trying to get everybody to church, and this poor guy's been jet lagged the whole time, and come on, Tomohiro, time to get off. And so he kind of drags himself out, and it's hard to say, he's like, how long, when are we leaving? I'm like, 10 minutes, we have 10 minutes. And everybody else has already gotten up eating breakfast, and so I like just tear a bagel with my hands, and I put some cream cheese and salmon. I'm thinking, Japanese like salmon. And I hand it to him in a napkin, and it's not even cut. It's sort
deli
of
salmon.
torn. And so it's salmon, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Smoked salmon. Was it smoked salmon?
but it's still salmon.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. and so he's sitting in the minivan, and we're driving downtown to this drug addict, prostitution, hip hop church that we go to. That's another episode. And the whole time he's just holding the half of a bagel, but he's not eating it. And then he gets out and he just tucks it in the pocket in the back seat. And then he goes, and then after church we come back and he takes it out and then he holds it again. All the way home. And I was like, oh, I offended him, or it's gross, or they would never touch anything that wasn't cut with a knife. I don't know what the traditions are. What did I do? And then I said, and we're driving along, and he's holding this bagel with the salmon, and I'm like, so what'd you think of church? And he said, I was surprised to see that church is no longer sacred.
It's nice that you need like a kid from another country to make you feel inadequate.
Yes, and so the whole time I just thought, I just felt like I started because he was watching us the whole time. I started watching everything we were doing, and I thought, oh, we're just an awful family. And then I came and said, what if the heck family was observed by some foreign person? And we just started laughing our heads
All
off.
of a sudden, the whole story of
It
how
just
it would go
started
down.
unfolding right as we were talking.
So you might be seeing that one.
Yeah.
I think.
Exchange student.
Yeah, exchange student.
That seems like a whole
observing me.
season arc. I
Yeah,
think,
it's
right
a
there.
whole.
You got like
We might need him to go away after.